Just how to be a good person. Goals for myself. That's what makes me happy. Nowhere with a gun. My name is Norman Baker. I am 23 years of age. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. I know no other place. I would say I live in like a suburban area. It's more Hispanics than anything. But I have no problem with Hispanics. I grew up around them. I actually been around this area for like 13 years. I grew up in a mom and dad household. I do feel privileged. I'm very thankful to have both parents in my life. I grew up very fortunate. Like I didn't really have to want for nothing. Anything that I pretty much wanted, my parents would go and get it for me. You get me? They guarded me from the world. They were strict, but it was a good strict. You get me? They weren't too strict where I felt smothered, but they were strict enough to the point where it's like, all right, now I know right from wrong. You get me? They taught me manners. Just how to be a good person, a good human. The best thing about my childhood was that I lived a great childhood. I played outside, video games. Like I wasn't thinking about girls and none of that. I didn't start dating until like my junior year in high school. My biggest fear is losing it all. My biggest fear is not being what everybody expects me to be like. Not living up to the expectations, that I've not of other people, but the expectations that I set for myself. Because, I feel like I have a purpose in this world. Like, I have a calling on my life. So I feel like I'm going to do something big. It's just, people go through the world alive but not living. And I don't want to be one of those people that, dang, if he would have just, or he should have, like, I want to live out everything that is handed, that red carpet that's rolled out for me, I want to walk across it. I'm weird. That's like one word to describe me. I'm weird. I'm very open as far as with myself. Like I don't hold no boundaries for myself. Like I don't let the stereotypes or the judgment of other people get in the way of what I want to do. So whatever I feel like I want to do, I'll do it regardless of what people think. If I truly want to do it, I'm gonna do it. I was the type to care what people thought when I was younger, but now I don't. Because now I see people don't even care about themselves, so they're not gonna care about you. So I care. I love me. I think I'm a great guy, but I feel like I'm weird in certain areas. I'm funny. I'm very, very sweet and polite, but I have a bad side that if you ever get on, you regret it for the rest of your life. I'm very critical on myself. So like, if I stop doing something, it's not because of other people told me I should stop. It's more so I told myself, because I'm my hardest critic. Like I'm so hard on myself because I have expectations and goals for myself. You get me? So it's never really, they didn't cripple me. If anything, I'd be my own cripple. Like I'd psych myself out of it before anybody else does.
What do you say is your biggest problem or your biggest flaw that you've had to deal with in yourself?
Being lazy. Kind of procrastinate. Just a tiny bit. That's always been kind of like a big problem for me. I'm the type of person like, oh yeah, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it. And that later sometimes end up being never, unless I really like, okay, Norman, you got to get this done. You get me? But being lazy is one of my biggest flaws. Okay, so it was more so me and my friend were walking through old neighborhoods that we lived in. We went back to see some friends. We were hanging out there, it kind of got nighttime, and we both decided, hey, we should head home, because me and him stayed very close to each other in the new places we lived. So we're heading home, and we walked past, I think it was his old window or whatever. Like we walked past, like just kind of stopped and stared at it, like, memories. And we kept walking. And as we're like walking towards the entrance, there's this guy that comes out of nowhere with a gun. And he's just like, hey, I seen both of you guys staring at my window, yada, yada, yada. And he like pulls the gun out and he points it directly at us. And like, mind you, I was like 13 at the time. So I'm like, I'm shitting bricks. And my friend was older than me, and he was shitting bricks. So if the older person is shitting bricks, so I'm really like, fuck, But I felt that was the first moment I became brave, because instead of like trembling and not having nothing to say, I actually talked to him like I was a grown man. It was like, sir, we used to live here. You know, I just walked past the window and I was like, you know, I used to stay there. I didn't plan on doing nothing to the window or bothering you or harming you and your family. I was just reminiscing. He was like, oh, you know, you shouldn't do that. You know, people, this day and age is crazy. People might think you're trying to do something. So that probably was one of the craziest things that happened, having a gun pulled out on you and like pointed like at dead point blank at your face. I don't think it get too crazy. My music is very, I would say it's very left field. It's like I'm not the type to put myself in a box musically, just because I grew up off music. Like my mom was a disc jockey when she was younger, a DJ. My mom knew how to sing, and my mom made music and stuff. So I feel like she just handed that down to me. So I would say my music is just derived from literally me. Like however I'm feeling that day is what I'll go in the mood and make. Like whether it's sad, whether it's happy, whether it's reggae-ish, or whether it's a Spanish type of vibe. Like I hold no boundaries when it comes to my music. It's dope also. Got them feels to it.
I'm trying to keep it clear, live like a role model. She don't want a man, she just wanna chill. Dreaming the wild, got me feeling like wow. Do my mind and my thoughts work?
Not knowing what was out there, we hear stories about it. You know, hear older folks. Oh, you know the real world. You know, when you're in school and stuff like that, you're like whatever. So you know, getting out of school and stuff like that, and really seeing the world. I want to say I was 19, and I had like my first panic attack ever, and like I didn't know what was going on with my body. So like I'm saying, going from normal, always happy, to like now something's wrong in your mind. You feel like you're going crazy, and you're literally trying to. It feels every day. It feels like you're trying to stop yourself from going crazy, and it's like repeated hour after hour, like these racing thoughts in your head, and it's hard to stop them all. The anxiety got the best of me. I want to say it lasted for like a year and a half. It crippled me for like a year and a half. My anxiety had got so bad to the point where it was like my parents had to sleep in the room with me. Like they would take turns. Like one night would be my mom, one night would be my dad. The anxiety was that bad. I really felt like I was going insane, like I was going crazy, like I was losing my mind. Man, I just remember those times. They were really dark. I had no friends. I stayed cooped up in my room. Then I found a job, and I started meeting new people and this whole new chapter in my life, and it kind of opened me up, and it brought me back down to earth. Some of the decisions I made being young and being carefree is why I went through what I went through again, because before I wasn't as caring for other people's feelings, or I didn't really care too much, or I was very just a nonchalant kid, you know, and it kind of humbled me in a way where it was just like, okay, you know, it's real, you know, like, people have feelings, you have feelings.
If you could tell your like 19-year-old self something to help you out, what would you tell him?
I say keep fighting the fight, my good fellow. For the battle is not over, it is only begun. I would definitely tell him, make the right decisions, love yourself unconditionally, cater to yourself, don't worry about what others think. Do everything that you set out to do, regardless of what people say. Keep pushing, man. It's gonna get better. You're not gonna be the same person you were. You're not even the same person you were a minute ago. So, you know, just keep fighting the good fight. Do everything you set out to do. Like I said before, do everything you want to do. And that's what I would tell him. And that I love him. This is me. The people out there who have anxiety, depression, feel like you weren't enough, you are loved, you are embraced, you are on earth, you are human. So which means you have a purpose in this world, and you're gonna do great things. Don't let 1 minute of going through something stop forever. Don't let it stop your life. Keep fighting the fight. You're not the only ones who go through that. There's other people who go through the same thing, so you are not alone. I hope you did something great. Cause niggas need cash. I'm broke. I hope you did. I hope you rich. If you ever see this time capsule, I hope you did something with yourself. I hope you didn't be a fool and waste your talent, and waste your life. I believe in you.
I drank water just to quench my thirst, but that pain deep and it still do hurt.